Hi, everybody, whoever is joining. It's around about 1 minute to 5:30, so I figured I would get online like a minute early and just start to get ready for this Facebook Live session that I'm going to be doing. So just waiting for 5:30 on the head. Uh, I did my first session sometime earlier this week. I think it was on Sunday. I must admit it is a little bit weird because uh, I always feel like I'm speaking to myself. So yeah, it's very interesting teaching or trying to teach yoga when you're not sure who your audience is. But yeah, it's 5:30 on the head now. So this is going to be a 45-minute session, yoga session. Send me a thumbs up because I'm using a new microphone just to make the sound a little bit better. And so if you can give me a thumbs up if you are attending or you're joining the class, that would be great. And so today, what I wanted to focus on is a little bit. This is a session for some of you. You'll probably be just wrapping up work, maybe sitting in front of a desk for a bit of a while. So what I want to do is I want to start to work a little bit on opening up the shoulders and the hips, which are the things that tend to get tight first if you're in a desk job. Um, but in general as well, the shoulders, if I can keep generally if you can keep the shoulders and the hips mobile or nice and fluid, it contributes a lot to overall physical health. And of course, we're going to be working on the spine a bit as well. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the class. We've got 45 minutes from now, and I'm just going to be setting the timer as well, just to make sure that I don't go over. And I hope you enjoy the class. And so, how you're going to be starting today is you're going to be starting in a Shavasana. So, for those of you who don't know what Shavasana is, I'm going to demonstrate it to you. But your Shavasana is lying down and then lowering down and just starting to allow yourself to relax on the mat and on the floor, closing the eyes. And I'm hoping you can see me from there. And I'm noticing that my camera is reversed, which is interesting. But anyway, we'll go with it. Right, so we're in Shavasana. Begin to focus on deepening your breath and slowing it down. Try and direct your awareness to your breath and to your belly. Start to feel very heavy on the mat and on the floor. Try and slow down the breath and deepen it. You might start to hear a little bit of background music, and that's my neighbor playing some of her beats. So maybe take this time to just become aware of that. If you find it a bit distracting when you find yourself listening to the music, when you become aware of it, bring it back or bring yourself back to your breathing. And then from there, you're going to start to do a bit of a body scan starting from your toes. So on the next in-breath, you're going to start to squeeze the muscles in the feet. And on the next out-breath, release. And then start to move up through the body doing the same thing. So on the next in-breath, squeeze the muscles in the legs, so the calf muscles. And then release. And then move up in your own time. Activate the upper leg muscles. And release. Just moving up through the body doing the same thing. This is just to give you a sense of the amount of control you have over your body. And by the time you reach your face, make sure you aren't holding any tension in your jaw. Make sure you're not gritting your teeth. And from there, gently start to roll your tongue over your teeth. And gently start to move your eyeballs left and right, up and down, clockwise and counterclockwise, in any way that feels good. Take a very deep breath in, fill up the lungs, fill up the belly. Gently sigh it all out through the mouth. Take another very deep breath in. Once again, filling up the lungs, filling up the belly. Stay with the breath for slightly longer and then slightly more powerfully sigh it all out. And doing this for one last time in your own time, a very deep breath in. Stay with the breath for as long as you feel comfortable to do so. And when your body tells you, very powerfully, exhaling, extend your arms over your head like you're waking up from a slumber. Point the toes to the bottom of your mat or to the bottom of the floor. Bring your big toes to touch. Getting a sense of length through the body. And getting a sense as if somebody is pulling your arms over your head and pulling your legs. And then from there, taking another very deep breath in. And then sighing it all out, you're going to start to hug your knees in towards your chest. And using your mat or rolling from side to side, giving yourself a bit of a massage. And then from there, when you're ready, you're going to start to roll onto your left side or into your right side. And you're going to be coming up onto your hands and onto your knees. And you're going to be coming into your box shape. Making sure that the wrists are stacking underneath the shoulders. And that the hands are shoulder width apart. That your index fingers are parallel to one another. Grip into the floor. Make sure that your knees are stacking underneath your hips. If you look in between your legs, you shouldn't see your feet. Legs are hip width apart. And then from here, you're going to start to link your breath to your movement and go through cat and cow. So on the inhale, bring your shoulder blades towards each other. Notice how I arch through the back. Looking forward. Feel the stretch through the front body. Keep your core nice and active. And then on the exhale, broaden through the back. Push the floor away from you. Come into your cat stretch. And now linking breath to movement, starting to move through this in your own time, nice and slow. On the inhale, coming into that cow stretch. And on the exhale, pushing back into the cat stretch. And moving through this in your own time. Start to feel the muscles around the spine and the muscles activate or supporting the core start to fire and move. And begin to notice if you might be able to start the movement at the base of your spine and end the movement at the base of your spine for a few variations. Once you've done a few variations of that, start the movement at the base of your skull, end the movement at the base of your skull. And once you've done a few of those, you're going to start to freestyle through the movement, maybe moving in any way that feels good in the body. So you're moving left and right, up and down, back and forth, anything that feels good in the body, and just moving through this. And from there, you're going to come back into your neutral spine. And once you found that nice neutral spine, from there, broadening through the back, you're going to find your cat spine, find that activation through the core, and then you're going to extend your right leg, lower it down onto the ball of the foot, find that cat spine, maintain that cat spine, extend the left leg, lower it down. You're coming into a high plank. Staying nice and strong, make sure that your wrists are still stacking underneath your shoulders. Gripping to the floor, core is nice and active, cat spine, broaden through the back. And when your body tells you, you're going to very gently start to push back into your first downward facing dog. And given that it's your first down dog, maybe keep a bend in the knees, transfer the weight into the back body, lower the heels down towards the floor, and then straighten the legs. If that feels good to do so, pushing back into your first downward facing dog. And then once you're there, you're going to start to move in any way that feels good. So notice that I'm moving my heels to one side in a windshield wiper fashion, moving the heels to the other side. And just moving through this in your own time. Once you've done a few of these, coming back into that down dog. And then from here, we're just going to work a little bit on the spinal mobility. So starting to inhale and rise up onto the balls of your feet. And you're going to start to draw your pubic bone forward, rolling the spine forward, coming into your plank, and then moving into a floating up dog. Stay on the balls of your feet. Pull the shoulder blades back and down. Keep the core nice and active. Squeeze the glutes. Open up through the chest. Take your shoulders away from your ears. And then start to draw your chin in towards your chest. Push back into a downward facing dog. And then you're going to start to do one or two more of these in your own time. So inhale, rise up onto the balls of the feet, draw pubic bone to navel, roll spine forward, come into your plank. Pelvis lowers down. Pull the shoulder blades back and down. Floating up dog. Draw chin in towards chest. Push back. Down dog. Last one in your own time. Inhale, rise up onto the balls of the feet. Draw pubic bone to navel. Roll the spine forward. Coming into your plank. Lower the pelvis down. Open up through the chest. Keep the core nice and active. Pull chin in towards chest, broaden through the back, push back into your downward facing dog. Okay. All right, and just moving once again. And then from there, we're going to go into a bit of something called a twisted dog. So you're shorten your feet Or shorten the length of your down dog by bringing your feet 1 or 1.5 feet forward. And then we're going to go into that twisted dog, taking a deep breath in. And then on the exhale, take right hand, grab onto the left ankle and twist. You're grabbing onto the outside left ankle or outside left calf. Inhale, come back towards center. Exhale, take left hand to the right ankle or right calf and twist. Inhale, come back towards center. And then taking a bit of a variation, so activate the core, take your right hand, now grab onto the inside calf or inside ankle. Look underneath your left armpit if you can. Relax, come back towards center. Now left hand grabs onto that right ankle or right calf. Look underneath the right armpit. Coming back to center. And then beginning to walk your feet to meet your hands and fold forward. Keep a bend in the knees. And if it feels good to do so, sway from side to side. And then from there, lower the hands down towards the floor, pulling the chin in towards the chest, and you're going to start to uncurl, stack, and rise, nice and slow, nice and deliberate. The chin is the last thing that will leave the chest. Your spine will find neutral, and then you're going to inhale and take the arms up and overhead, bringing the palms to touch, lengthen through the spine. Okay, you might not be able to see my palms, but my palms are together, and I'm reaching for the sky. And then on the exhale, you're going to start to draw the palms into the heart center. And then inhale, rise up onto the balls of your feet, finding your balance, holding it there for 3, 2. If you fall, have fun with it. 1, lower the heels back and down. Bring your palms back to your side. Okay, I just want to see if I can optimize the camera position here just to maybe get a little bit more of my upper body. Okay. All right, so we should be nice and warm by now. So what we're going to do is we're going to start quite strong or quite yang, and then we're going to make it quite yin after that. So we're going to do a bit of a sun salutation. So you're going to be taking the arms up and overhead, bringing the palms to touch, lengthening through the spine. On the exhale, you're going to swan dive the arms and fold forward, lower the hands down, pull your chin in towards your chest. Keep a bend in the knees if you need to. From there, you're going to inhale, place your hands on your shins, flatten or straighten your back. And then from here, start to bring your big toes to touch. Beginning to bend the knees, lower the palms flat down, bring your wrists to stack underneath your shoulders, finding a cat spine. And then starting to float your right leg back and lower it down. Float your left leg back and lower it down. You're in your high push-up. And given that this is a fundamental flow, you have the option to go into your chaturanga from here, or lower the knees down and then lower down into your chaturanga. And then inhale, rise up into your cobra, pulling the shoulder blades back and down. Exhale, lower the forehead back down. Take a deep breath in, exhale, push back. Assisted plank. Starting to tuck the toes, pushing back. Downward facing dog. And then from there, starting to bend your right knee, lower the left heel down towards the floor. And then inhale, take the right leg up and overhead. 3-legged dog, keep hips and pelvis square. Bend the right heel towards the right buttock cheek. Inhale, rise up onto the ball of the opposite foot. Find the cat spine, exhale, float the right leg forward and step it. Float left foot to meet right foot forward. Pull your chin in towards your chest. Pull your navel in towards your spine. Uncurl, stack and rise. Starting to inhale, take the arms up and overhead. Finding a high mountain, lengthen through the spine. On the exhale, draw the palms into the heart center. Rise up onto the balls of the feet, finding your balance. And if you fall, have fun with it. Holding it there 2, and 1. Lower the heels back and down. Bring the palms back to your side. So that was the right side. We're going to go for the left side. Starting to inhale, take the arms up and overhead, high mountain. Exhale, swan dive the arms, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. And then exhale, start to bring the knees, bring the big toes towards each other. Bend the knees, lower the palms flat down, finding a cat spine. Grip into the floor. From here, starting to float, left leg back, lower it down. Float right leg back, lower it down. You're in high plank. Lower down. Assisted plank, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, rise up, cobra or up dog, your choice. Exhale, lower the forehead back down. And then take the exhale, push back. Assisted plank, tuck the toes, push back, down dog. From here, bend the left knee, lower your right heel down towards the floor. Inhale, float right leg up and overhead, three-legged dog. Bend the left heel towards left buttock cheek. Inhale, rise up onto the ball of the opposite foot, find cat spine. Exhale, float that leg forward and step. Float right foot to meet left, fold forward, and pull chin in towards chest, beginning to uncurl, stack and rise, nice and slow. And this time, inhale, take the arms up and overhead, reach for the sky, lengthen through the spine. And then rise up onto the balls of your feet and see if you can maintain your balance here. Hold, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the heels back down and lower the palms. Okay, so just want to check in with everyone or whoever's joining. I might be talking to myself. You never know. Right. So that was our warm-up. And so now what I want to focus on is a little bit onto the shoulders and onto the hips, right? So what we're going to do is this. This is going to be a little bit of a Tai Chi kind of movement. But what you're going to do, guys, is you're going to be coming onto your mat. You can centralize, right? And you'll notice that I'm sitting down almost like how a sumo wrestler would sit into his legs. So you don't need to arch your spine in this. Keep it nice and relaxed. So a lot of your weight and a lot of the strength is coming from your legs. This is going to open up the hips a bit. And then from here, what you're going to do is you're going to imagine that you're holding a ring or a circle of energy in between your hands. Like so. Wiggle your fingers, and you'll notice that my fingers are pointing to a meeting point at the center. Right? And what I'm going to do is, this. I'm going to start to move this wheel or move this circle. So on the next exhale, your core is going to activate and you're going to start to move towards your right side. See how far you can twist, but try and keep your hips and legs anchored so that they don't move. So you're moving only the upper body. And then you're going to inhale, bring the wheel back towards center. And then you're going to exhale and move that wheel to the opposite side as you twist. The legs and hips remain anchored. So you're twisting from your core and your upper body. Inhale, start to come back towards center. And now what you're going to do is you're going to try and align the palms or keep them aligned. And then you're going to start to turn that ball or circle or wheel once again towards your right side. See how far you can go. Inhale, start to bring that circle back towards center, neutralize that circle, and now activating the core, turn that circle and move towards your left side, twisting all the way. Inhale, start to come back towards center, and then neutralize the circle. So what's going to happen from here is you might need to step forward, right? So we're still holding that wheel. You're going to be lifting up onto the ball of your right foot. So a lot of the weight is going to go into your left leg, and then you're going to slide that leg into the center line, staying on the ball of that foot. And then from here, you're going to find your balance, lift that leg off the ground. Notice that your arms are still staying in that position, and then you're going to Float that leg back, and then you're going to step it down. And now both knees are bent. You're in a bit of a lunge, a bit of a squat. Try and get your front knee stacking over your front ankle. And try and bend the back knee a bit, and you're still in that pose. And then from here, what you're going to do is you're going to start to move that wheel towards your left side, just like you did when you were in neutral. And inhale, start to come back towards center. Exhale, start to twist and move to the opposite side. Inhale, come back towards center. Turn the wheel, exhale, move towards your left side, move as far as you can. Inhale, start to come back towards center. Neutralize the wheel, turn that wheel the other way, go towards your right side, twist. Inhale, start to come back towards center. And then from there, as slowly as you can, transferring the weight into your left leg, float that right leg towards center, and then float it back to original position. And you're just going to shake out the hands, just in case your shoulders are feeling a little bit fatigued from holding that position. And then from here, once again, we're going to resume holding that wheel. This time you're going to lift up onto the ball of the left foot, and then you're going to slide nice and slow the left foot into the center line, and then you're going to start to float that leg back and bend the front knee and lower it down. So you're in this lunge pose on this side. Remember, if it feels too wobbly, make the legs wider or make the legs slightly shorter. And so from here, what we're going to do is we're going to move that wheel towards right side first, twisting. And then inhale, come back towards center. Exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale, come back towards center. Exhale, twist to the other side. Take the wheel to the other side. Inhale, come back towards center. And then exhale, twist the wheel the other way. And inhale, start to come back towards center. From here, transferring the weight into your right foot. Float your left leg slow as you can. Bring it towards the center line. Lower it down if you need to find your balance. And then extend it out. And you're back. And then from there you can relax the legs or relax the shoulders. And then from here, nice and wide, you're still in that sumo wrestler pose. We're just going to work on mobilizing the shoulder girdle and giving you a sense of fluidity through the shoulders. So what we're going to start is you're going to start with something known as cactus arms. So you bring your fingers towards the center, and then on the next inhale, keep your core active, but now start to bring your shoulder blades towards each other, just opening up through the chest, look slightly up, and then notice if you can bring your scapula down, pulling the scapula down. You should feel a bit of a stretch through the front body. The legs are still nice and strong. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to make this a bit more fluid. So what you're going to do is taking the arms out towards the side, opening up through the chest, pull the scapula towards each other, wiggle the fingers, starting to inhale, take the arms up and overhead, reaching for the sky, and almost like you're pulling energy down towards your center line, you're going to pull the hands back, centralize it with your belly. And then you're going to do that for a few more times. So on the inhale, open up through the chest. Take the arms up and overhead, reach for the sky, lengthen through the spine, looking up, keep the core nice and active. Exhale, draw the palms back to the heart center. Inhale, open up through the chest, reach for the sky, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, draw the palms into the center, into the belly. Doing this for a few more times. Inhale, open, reach for the sky, lengthen, exhale. Draw the palms back in. Two more. Inhale, open. Feel that scapulas pull towards each other. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Last one. Inhale, open. Exhale, and close. And then relax and release. And then you're going to be coming out of that sumo wrestler pose. So we're going to be coming onto So you have the option to either come onto your knees, right, or cross-legged, okay, whichever feels more comfortable for you. So if you have very tight hips and you find this is happening, then it might be more appropriate to come onto your knees. It doesn't really matter, but the idea is to try and find a seat where you feel very sort of open and very sort of strong through the spine. Now, once we have that, all we're going to do is we're just going to be rotating the shoulders. So you're going to be allowing your shoulders to drop. If you're in a seated position, the hands are going to be here, and you're just going to start to roll the shoulders backwards. So notice how my spine moves with the movement. So lift the shoulders, pull the shoulders back, pull them down, bring the shoulders forward, lift. You're just rolling the spine or rolling the shoulders, just starting to get those muscles to loosen up. And if it feels good to do so, roll one shoulder back and then another shoulder and then the other. And just moving through the thoracic spine, the upper spine as well. You might hear a few crackling sounds in the spine. As long as there's no pain, you're fine. And once you've done a few of that, just freestyle through the movement, rolling back, and then come back towards center. And now you're going to take the shoulders the other way, so pulling the shoulders back, open up through the chest. Now pull the shoulders up, roll the shoulders forward, pull the shoulders back, repeat the movement. So now you're circling forward, circling, and you'll notice that your entire spine wants to move with this. And then as you did, maybe rolling one shoulder forward, and then the other, and then the other, and then the other, and then the other. And then freestyling through it, just moving through it. And then from there, once you're done, you're going to be bringing the palms to the heart center, fingertips touching, and then starting to extend the palms forward like you're holding cups or saucers. Start to feel a stretch through the back body, so you're coming into a cat spine, the core is nice and active. And then on the inhale, you're going to start to open up through the chest, taking those saucers out towards the side, open up through the chest, bring the shoulder blades towards each other. Feel the opening through the front body. Take another inhale, reach for the sky, lengthen through the spine, try and keep the core active. On the exhale, start to draw the palms into the heart center. Extend the arms once again. Broaden through the back, cat spine. Inhale, come into a cow spine, open up through the chest. Reach for the sky, lengthen through the spine, core remains active. Exhale, draw the palms into the heart center. Once again, extend forward, open up through the chest, lengthen through the spine. Reach for the sky, inhale. Exhale, bring the palms back to the heart center. And then last time, lengthen through the spine, open up through the chest, inhale, bring the palms up, reach for the sky, exhale, draw the palms into the heart center, and then relax and release. And then from here, if you're sitting on your zazen, I'm just going to show you how it's going to look. But you're going to start with your right hand, taking your right hand up, high as you can, wiggle the fingers. See if you can grab on to or pat yourself on the middle back, giving yourself a pat on the back. You made it through the day, well done. And now you're going to take your left hand out towards the side and then bring it up. And then you're going to grab onto that right elbow and gently start to draw that elbow towards center, and you're going to be stretching out the rib cage, the intercostal muscles that help with breath. Just opening up through the chest at the same time. Try and keep your core active as you do this. Just breathing through the right side of the body as you do this. And then relax and release. And you're going to do it with the opposite side, so wiggling the fingers, starting to reach that left arm up and overhead, reaching for the sky, going towards the center of your back, patting it. Take the other hand out towards the side, and then reach up, grab onto the elbow and bring it towards center line. Feeling for the stretch now through the left side of the body. Try and breathe through that left side of the body. And then from here, you're going to relax. And once again, you're going to take those cactus arms, so opening up through the chest. Pull the shoulder blades towards each other, and then pull the scapula down. Just feeling for that stretch through the front body. And then from here, here's what you're going to try. I'm just going to demonstrate, but you're going to take the hands behind you, clasp the hands, pull the shoulder blades back and down, open up through the chest. Okay, so you're just pulling the hands behind you, opening up, feeling for that stretch, and then relax. You're going to shake out the shoulders. Okay, so that's a little bit of shoulder mobility or mobilization of the shoulder joints. Very beneficial, especially if you're sitting in front of a desk. So you're going to be sitting in front of a desk. We have a tendency to start like this. And then over time, we start to go like this. So the shoulders start to roll forward. And when we do any sort of yoga, or the type of yoga that I like to do, especially with people who sit in a desk a lot, is I like to open myself up through the chest, just to get that sort of length through and keep it there, and also get a lot of breath going through the abdomen, because we are designed in a relaxed state. We're designed to breathe through the abdomen or through using something called belly breathing. Okay, so that's the shoulder mobilization. And now we're going to be working a little bit on the hips, which I quite enjoy, right? So here's what you're going to do. Okay, you're going to be sitting down almost like you're on the beach. Okay, so, well, this is how I sit on the beach sometimes. But what's going to happen is your arms are going to be behind you and your legs are going to be slightly more than hip width apart. Okay, so maybe not so much as you sit on the beach. But what you're going to do is this. Once the legs are nice and open, you're going to start to rotate. So notice how I'm going to rotate one way. Right, I'm rotating towards my left side. But you'll notice I form a bit of a 90 degree and a 90 degree angle here. Okay, so I'm going to, from that motion, I'm going to rotate the one way. And then if I'm going towards my left side, the leading arm, so the leading arm with the leading foot reaches for the sky, and then I'm going to take my other hand, see if I can grab onto the shin or the knee, and then pull like I'm stretching out the left side of my body. Take a deep breath in and relax. And then now what you're going to do is you're going to lift the right knee, then you're going to lift the left knee, then you're going to lower the right knee, and then you're going to lower the left knee. And then as we did, you're going to take now your left hand, grab onto the left shin, and the right hand is going to reach up and stretch and lengthen. And then lower down. And then lifting left knee, lifting right knee. Now lowering left knee, lowering right knee. And we're going to do it one more time. So lift that left arm, reach for the sky. Right arm grabs onto the right shin and give it a bit of a tug. And then release, come back, lift right knee, lift left, lower right knee, lower left. We're now on the right side. Grab onto that left shin with your left hand. Right hand reaches up, lengthen through the spine. And then lower back down. Okay, so what we're going to do is we call this an S-sit, right? But what we're going to do, it's going to be very good for mobilization of the hips. So here's what you're going to do. Slow as you can, or in a normal speed, so not going too fast. But what you're going to do is you're just going to move, right? And you're going to shift. So what's going to happen is you're going to shift from left to right, And then you're going to see if you can come up and maybe move a bit forward, closer towards the screen, like how I'm doing, just moving forward. Make sure you don't feel any discomfort in the knees or in the hips or anywhere else for that matter. You're just moving through this. Okay. And of course, if you want to try, so the next thing that you're going to try is you're going to take your hands out of the equation. So maybe hold your hands together and you're going to see if you can do this just using your hips and your core muscles. So you're going to move, bring the legs up, bring the legs down, move, bring the legs up, bring the legs down, move, bring the legs up, bring the legs down. And what you'll notice is you will start to move forward off the mat. That's normal, that's natural, because the buttocks is propelling you forward, right? So just moving through it. And now the next time you come to your right side, here's what you're going to do. Okay, ideally your shin is going to be parallel to your mat. If you can't do that, you're going to bring that leg slightly in. And then you're going to keep the upper back nice and straight. Open up through the chest, take a deep breath in, and all you're going to do is you're going to start to fold and lower yourself down over that right knee. And this is going to give your glute medius a good stretch. Now remember, if it feels like nothing, you have the option to take the shin more parallel to the mat and then fold yourself forward and maybe even use the left arm to grab onto that right foot and fold forward. Try and breathe deeply, relax into the stretch. Make sure it feels accessible to you. Try not to overstretch yourself. So we're looking for a stretch of about 7 out of 10 at most, nothing more than that. And then from there, taking a deep breath in, and then sigh it all out. And then you're going to come back towards center, and then you're going to take that 90-90 shape to the other side. And as you did, once again, just making sure it becomes accessible to you, but you're going to start to lengthen through the spine, keep the lower back straight, open up through the chest, and then starting to fold forward now over that left leg and lower yourself down. Feeling for that stretch through the left side of the glute medius on this side. Breathe deeply. Take one last deep breath in. And then sigh it all out. And then you're going to come back towards center. And then you're going to bring your legs back. Now, before we go into Shavasana, just something playtime or something if you want to play with, something that we do when we work on the hip mobility is you're going to watch me try and do it, but if it doesn't feel accessible, maybe you're not ready for it, but you're going to use however many limbs you can. And what you're going to do is this. You're going to be lifting up onto the one leg and then coming into a squat and then lowering down that leg and then lowering down. Okay? So you're going to play with that. So if you need to use two hands, so maybe it might look like this for you. Lift, lift. I lift that leg. I go all the way. Maybe I come onto the balls of my feet. I lower down and I lower down and I relax. And then I go the other way, however I need to lift myself up. Make sure you don't feel any discomfort in the knees. Lower myself down, lower myself down. And of course, this video is going to be recorded and I'll share the recording with you. So if you want to play with it, this is going to be very good for hip mobility. Just moving through it without any discomfort in the knees or the hips. And remember, you can use as much support as you need to move through it. Okay, and then from there you're going to relax. So, time has flown by. We have another 3 minutes for the session, so we're just going to come into a Shavasana. So here's how you're going to get there. Coming onto your mat, point your toes. The objective is to try and keep the heels making contact with the mat. Find the cat spine, and using only your core muscles, start to lower yourself down nice and slow. Try and keep the heels making contact with the floor and moving as slow as you can all the way. Try not to hold your breath. Nice and slow. And then lower down, relax and release. Find your Shavasana, let everything go. And when you're ready, gently start to move your fingers and move your toes. Start bringing life back to your body. From here, just bringing your big toes to touch, taking your arms over your head, stretch and lengthen. Keeping the eyes closed for now. On the exhale, start to draw your knees in towards your chest and give yourself a little bit of a squeeze. And when you're ready, using your right arm as a pillow, roll onto your right side. And then coming back into a comfortable seated position, whichever position works for you, bringing your palms to your heart center. From here, just taking this last moment to acknowledge the energy and the efforts that you have put into this practice. Honor the warrior within you that strives to change that which you can change. Honor the yogi within you that accepts that which you cannot change. Cultivate the wisdom and the awareness to know the difference. Bring your palms to your forehead, to your lips, and back to your heart. Gently blinking, the eyes open. Okay, and we are done. Okay, all right. Thank you very much for whoever attended. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions about what we did, or if you want to learn more, or anything like that, drop me a line on Facebook. I will share this. The video will be on Facebook, and then I'll share it on other social media as well. And so remember, the next session is going to be on Sunday, and I'll be doing this every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday for the rest of lockdown. And if you have any requests about what you want to explore, if you're attending, please let me know, and then I will design a class accordingly. Make sure that you have a lot of fluids or liquids or water after this, just to make sure you're well hydrated. And any comments are appreciated. Thank you very much. And I'm going to close the session now. Thank you very much. Ciao, guys.